Mitten. We're going to be spending the remainder of the hour with a hair loss expert. He's been in the business for more than 30 years. He works with not only plastic surgeons and dermatologists and physicians all over the world, but we are going to be featuring for you this cap, this Capillus cap, that is FDA cleared medical device for those who are impacted by hair loss. This is great for men, this is great for women, and one of the things that I want you to know out of the gate is that we're giving you 6 months to make a final decision. So when you're ordering this today, and we have the best price in the nation. If you shop it, you will see the price on this upwards of $2,000 everywhere else. We've got the best price in the nation. We have it available for you on FlexPay, and we give you the most generous time period to try it. 6 months. That gives you up until February of next year. Let's meet the expert. He is here, the one and only Barry Pentar is here. Barry, you've been on television shows, you've worked with physicians and doctors, you've won awards. You are considered in the industry a hair loss expert, and I'm so thrilled that you're here.
Yo, thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. And a lot of that happened, Marlo, just by mistake, because as you said, I started out on TV. I was on TV a lot, and I found the producers and directors I was working with were sending me to experts to do something about this. Now, unfortunately, there was nothing to do about this in terms of a non-surgical solution back when I was in my 20s. So I was so excited, and it really has been my passion to watch the advances in the medical world over the years, even decades. And the exciting thing is there have been advances to the point where this technology in front of us, Marlo, known as LLLT, or low-level laser therapy, is now considered, for ladies, one of only 3 medically recognized options that you can use to help stop hair loss and help cause hair regrowth. And it's the top most effective in terms of hair count, in terms of the studies, and definitely the easiest and most cost-effective.
Because you mentioned to me when we met, the commitment is 6 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Which for most of us, whether you're watching television for 6 minutes a day, or you're just doing your beauty routine for 6 minutes a day, that's a small level of commitment per day to see extraordinary results. One of the things I want to do, Barry, because it's your last show for today, if you've been watching Barry throughout the day or over the weekend, and you've said, you know, I've thought about it, yes, it's an investment, but I want to do this. I want to do it. Go ahead and place your orders right away. I'm going to ask Barry to walk us through this because there's quite a bit that you need to know. But where do you want to start? I know that we've got some video and some animation, but FDA cleared medical device on this one, right?
Okay, so let's start there.
2-year warranty with this, by the way.
And by the way, if you're at home and you know anyone suffering hair loss, call them, tell them to tune in, because this is going to be a little education session. That's, as I said, very important to me. Remember, I worked in a very large medical facility with doctors, and this was my job, to sit with folks like you who came in, who feel like you have been stolen from and taken advantage of, buying this, buying that pill, buying that lotion, buying that potion, buying that shampoo.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yes.
And you just end up disappointed and disappointed. That's why one of the things I hit very hard is, number one, you have 3 options, period, that the medical community recognizes. And for most people, they're like, thank goodness someone finally told me this. A topical, a doctor's office visit with injections, and this technology. Okay. That's it in terms of what the medical...
So the other 2 pretty much require you to go to the doctor on a routine basis,
right? The first one is a topical solution
that you have to get from the doctor's office.
Put it on, leave it on twice a day. You can get them in a lot of different places.
Okay.
The trick with them is they repackage them and rebrand them all the time.
Gotcha.
There's nothing wrong with that, but when you're talking about commitment, twice a day and leave it on, okay? The other one is a doctor's office that you're talking about. Yes, and it can be painful and extremely expensive. You have to constantly go to the doctor's office for evermore, as long as you don't want to stop losing your hair. The other one is this, 6 minutes a day. But 6 minutes a day is exciting, but the most important thing I want you to understand is those are your 3 options. That's step number 1. Anything else out there, I hate to say it, is a big old-fashioned gimmick in terms of what most doctors would say.
With that said, you need to know 1/3 of the quantity is already ordered. If you'd like to reserve it, give us a call. Here's something we haven't thought about with what Barry has just mentioned with those 3 different options. The difference between those options and this cap is that this cap can be worn by your husband, by your sister, by anybody that's being impacted by hair
Excellent
loss.
point. It's the only one of those options that you can share.
Yeah, it's a far better option to be able to share with someone. So it's a smarter investment all the way. Keep in mind, we've got the best price in the country. And here's what I love for you. As you watch the show, there's a lot of information to take in. And it is an expense for sure. But here's why you should be ordering. We give you 6 months. Barry mentioned to me, he's a world-renowned hair loss expert. You said, tell the customers to take it to their dermatologists and their doctors.
Well, they probably already have them.
Okay.
Okay. As a matter of fact, can I bring in a special guest?
Yes, I'd love that.
Okay. So this is someone you all know and love. And this is why I'm going to prove to you that it's probably your doctors, okay? You guys know him. You love him, I know.
Yes,
we talked about him. Everybody knows him and loves him, right?
Martino, we all love Martino Cartier. He is one of our foremost beauty experts here at HSN. Let's hear his personal story. Many of you are going to identify with this.
Yeah.
My name is Martino Carti, celebrity stylist. When I turned 40 years old, I noticed my hairline was really starting to thin and I was starting to panic. So I found a hair restoration surgeon, world-renowned guy, right here in Florida. So I went to him and I had the transplant. I spent a lot of money and he told me, you really should protect your investment. And by doing that, I want you to get this Capillus laser cap. And what it's going to do, it's going to stop the hair from falling out that you already had with the surgery. Plus, it's going to help other hair come in thicker and more fuller, like when you were younger. Being a celebrity stylist, I have access to the best of the best. So if I choose Capillus, you should too. FDA approved, clinical results, you're gonna love your hair.
Wow, so the doctor recommended this to him.
So to your point, I do encourage you, take this to your dermatologist, take this to your family doctor. Tell him or her, hey, they said that this is a real medical device that's actually going to help stop my hair from falling out and actually is going to help cause my hair to regrow. And I can almost guarantee you, because they probably already offer the Capillus, they will give you their blessing and say, great job. So let's explain this great job you're doing in terms of what is happening when you're losing your hair, okay? In a second, we'll go to animation, but just let me show you that we're all born with healthy roots, okay? And that's it. Full-blown, full-fledged healthy root. Eventually, they start to die because genetically they're programmed to die. They would completely die, and that's what we call permanent baldness. So what we want to do is catch it before it's completely gone. With this type of light that is a medical grade light, that same exact lasers that hospitals use to help wound victims heal more quickly, burn victims heal more quickly, and in this case, stimulate your follicles, the cells in your follicles, as you saw in that animation, to actually regrow into their healthy state. And the last thing, Marlo, with 202 lasers, and as you know, that's important.
That is important, but you've got to tell everybody why, because I think when we're watching this, for so many of us, this is an education, right? There are many products that are on the market.
Yeah.
So there are, different things that are there. How do I know that I'm getting the most bang for my buck here?
Yeah, and that's the truth. So you may say, wait, I saw a laser product that was $499,
yes,
or I saw one that was $899. That's because, guys, this is the professional strength grade, 202 lasers. So what you probably saw in previous versions were 8 lasers in a comb. Think about it, 8, 202. Or 80 or 82 or 40. This is 202. Truly the one that your doctor would provide for you from his or her doctor's office, okay? So low-level laser therapy, a real FDA-cleared medical device, and as I know you get excited to talk about what FDA-cleared means, because folks don't really have to necessarily take our word for it. They could take the FDA's word for it that this works.
So, Barry, people want to know what it feels like.
Oh, with the cap?
Yeah,
that's one of the questions? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll eventually go to Sonia, who will walk us through it, and she can tell you. But can I bring in another doctor?
No, let's do it.
Okay. So here's why I'm excited about this doctor, okay? We actually have libraries full of doctors who are happy to go on videotape and talk about this. But there's one doctor who you all know. And I was very excited when she came on board because she's well known in the home shopping world. She's a medical doctor. She has also a PhD from Harvard.
Wow.
She discovered her hair was thinning. Where did she go? Listen to the choice Dr. Dennis made.
My name is Dr. Adrienne Dennis. I'm a medical doctor. I also have a PhD. 2 years ago, I began to see a profound change in the quality of my hair. I have started to use Capillus, and I find it effective. It is very important for me that Capillus is FDA cleared. You put it on your head, you turn it on, one button, and you're done.
Oh, that's perfect. So obviously, with a world-renowned beauty expert like Dr. Dennis, who can afford to buy whatever product she wants, she chooses Capillus. And you should as well. HSN is going to be one of the only companies to offer this on FlexPay. We have the lowest price in the world. This is the best price in the world, and this is an opportunity for you to be able to buy it today, 6 months to make a final decision. So you are getting, usually we give you 30 days. We're giving you 6 months. You have until the end of February to get a full refund.
Yeah.
So when you think about that level of commitment to your warranty that comes along with this, I would do it, because by next year, you should start seeing some really amazing results. If you have any questions, Barry is a hair loss expert. We're live on Facebook. Let us know what your questions are or any comments that you may have. But Barry wants to introduce us to somebody who's going to be very familiar to you, but you didn't know that Miss Sonia also uses the Capillus cap.
I know. I was so excited because, you know, Sonia has been here. You've all seen her. What, you've been here 17 years, right? Okay. Sonia is beautiful. I say it all the time because it's just true. She told me a couple months ago, after she did a show talking about the Capillus, oh, I don't know if you know this, but I use this. I thought that was incredible. Okay, so here, she's showing you how she uses it because she knows very well. There's one button to push right there. She tapped it. The blue lights came on. And on top of her head, guess what's happening? She is having her laser treatment. You see that? Now, you see how that popped off? So what's happening is there's sensors in there, safety sensors. If you take it all the way off, it goes off. But watch, let's put it down real slow, Sonia. See that? See how it pops back on? And now when it's back on, the treatment resumes. The great, exciting thing is, Marlo, you have to think of nothing. 6 minutes later, it turns itself off.
All right, Sonia, people are asking, what does it feel like?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's no feeling.
No.
So,
and the reason is they are actually cool lasers. Remember that same laser I say used in many medical applications within a hospital. So they generate no heat whatsoever.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's talk about what to expect as far as growing our hair.
Excellent question. Okay. So this is a lot of the reason why we're giving 6 months, because we are growing real hair that you can cut, you can perm, you can do whatever you want. So this isn't a cosmetic solution, we're growing real hair. So here's what's up. Okay, the first 24 months, that's when you're gonna see the most results, but by 6 months you definitely will. So let's start at the beginning, 0 to 3. 0 to 3, there's a chance, Marlo, you can see a little bit of what's called shedding.
Okay.
But what's happening, remember that animation, if you have a weak follicle that has a terrible hair, it's gonna say, I can do better, see ya, and start growing a healthier hair. So it's that see ya hair that you may see shedding.
So that's a 0 to 3 month
That's 0 to 3. So just don't be concerned if you see that, because that's a good sign.
Okay, all right.
So 3 to 6 months, the loss has basically stopped, and now you're regrowing hair. Okay, but that 3, 4, 5 months, it's hair, so it may be hard for your human eye to see. But by 6 months, which is why we're giving you 6 months, because this is the real deal, you will likely look in the mirror, or frankly, more likely, keep in mind, I've sat with thousands of people and heard their stories. Mom, dad, the neighbor, the friend is gonna say, Marlo, what have you, are you doing something different? Yeah, usually other folks notice it first.
Yes.
By a full year, you're you're definitely seeing it.
I love that.
And you can go up to 2 years until you see the full glory.
All right,
and then you keep going.
6 minutes a day, 2-year warranty with this one, 6 months.
Yep.
Keep your packaging, keep your box with this, so that if you change your mind, you can return it for a full refund, but a third of the quantity ordered. You've been doing this for over 3 decades, so you understand that it was most talked about with men, right?
Yeah.
But women are impacted by hair loss as much as men.
Even, well, in terms of, you know, when folks would come into my office, it was men and women, oftentimes some more women. And women, I really understand. You look at those classifications, you may be at home seeing this when you look in the mirror every day. You may have given up and thought there's nothing I can do. It would be my job to give them the good news. Yes, we can actually do something medically to help stop your hair loss and help cause regrowth. That is called the Savin or the Ludwig scale. That's a medical scale of hair loss, okay? Number 1's doing good. You can see at 1-2, it's starting, and the part gets wider and wider and wider. The great news is, ladies, there are follicles there. Some you can see, the hair is wispy and fine and peach fuzzy. Some you can't even see. So it's not only gonna stop your part from getting wider, it's actually going to regrow that hair like we saw with Yvonne, which we'll look at after we run through these charts. Okay, the next one is guys, okay? As Marlo mentioned, you can share this with your household. It is the only of the 3 medically recognized options that you buy once, you don't have to keep buying it over and over again, and you can share. This is called the Norwood scale of men, classic, hair loss, androgenetic alopecia, andro, human genetic, you inherited, alopecia simply means baldness. Great news for these folks. For years, nothing you can do. Now, right in the privacy of your own home, you can own a professional grade, FDA cleared, medical device. And let me tell you something, Marlo. So, as you said, it's absolutely correct that this is the lowest price you can get anywhere. I don't want to talk about the money part, but here's the thing. We know statistically, if you can just find something that's going to make a difference, you're willing to go there.
Oh,
you're willing to even
Come on.
take a 6-month roll of the dice if you really thought it was going to work.
Listen, Barry, I don't want to get into how much I've spent over the years with weaves, extensions,
Isn't that the truth?
wigs,
Yeah.
conditioners, right? I mean, yes, look, $1,600 for anybody at once, that's a lot of money. But when you start to add up how much you're spending anyway,
That's right.
and hair care products and treatments and
this is a
extensions and
lifetime
that sort of thing,
device.
it can get very, very expensive. So there's another piece of this that we want to talk about,
Okay.
which we're seeing here, and it's the Fitzpatrick
Okay.
skin type.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, okay. So for the FDA clearance, you submit human clinical trials to the FDA to get the clearance. Lots that goes into that. We have an entire department at our USA-based corporate center right here in the USA that works with that, okay? The studies that were submitted to the FDA, and there have been thousands of human clinical studies, so don't think this is anything new. This has been around for a while. Were those skin colors above the line?
Okay.
Okay? That's what the FDA looked at. That does not mean, from my personal experience, as we spoke in the back, that it does not work on those skin tones below the
Barry,
line.
does this work for black people? I did
Okay.
ask him that. Didn't I ask you that?
You did?
I said, does this work for black people?
And I've seen
he
some of the
said-
best results.
He said, yes.
Okay, because
yes.
there are types
So
of alopecia.
Right.
Okay, alopecia. This was a Facebook question last time
Okay.
I was on. Someone said, "Does this work for alopecia?" And I explained, alopecia is actually just the medical term for baldness or hair loss.
Okay.
Okay. Androgenic alopecia is what this is FDA cleared for. Mom had it, dad had it, sister had it. We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time we were going to lose our hair. That's with my case.
Okay.
Then there's something called traction alopecia, which is if you've braided your hair too tight over the years.
I've done that.
Or you had too tight of weaves.
Yes. Or you have the clip-in extensions and then
This
they
is
made
all
your
races. Or
hair-
even just you wore too many wigs and clipped them in
Yes,
too tight.
yes.
You yank on that follicle enough, it's going to give up and go away. Will this work for that? I can tell you from my personal experience, Marlo, I've sat with so many people of all ethnicities who are practically doing cartwheels 6 weeks later. I'm not joking. Keep in mind, they were in my office crying 6 months previous, thinking that there was nothing they can do.
I think for so many of us, right, we can relate to that. We feel like, you know what? This is my lot in life at this point. There's nothing that I can do.
Not true.
And the good news is FDA cleared medical device, and we've got the best price in the nation. So I want you to think about what an enormous opportunity this is for you to be able to spread those equal payments out. Remember, if you're a new customer, interest-free, FlexPay is instant. There's no application that you need to fill out. You call us and we can get this out to you right away. You will have until February of 2020, 6 months before you have to make a final decision. If this doesn't deliver for you the results that you want, you can get every penny back. You've got 6 months, and this is the best price in the nation. So if you want it, remember, you can share it with other relatives, and I love that because, listen, if 9 times out of 10, if you have it, somebody in your family also has it, right?
that's
So
what
much of it is hereditary.
Yeah, yep.
So we're talking 6 minutes a day. If you're wondering what it feels like, you can't feel it. You're just wearing this cap. Now, I kept hearing a little buzz or a beeper go off.
It's this one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
when you push the button, it beeps when it goes on, and it beeps when it turns off.
So for your 6 minutes, if you're not watching the clock, you don't have to worry about it. It'll let you know that your session is over.
It will, and it'll turn itself off. And that's what I love about not only the simplicity, but that it's just such an easy way to be proactive. Again, here's Sonia, beautiful. Granted, a lot of that was genetics, but she's also making choices to go toward beauty, to save her hair.
Of course, you don't want to lose your hair. Well, you know, you know what Sonia said? She said, I work on it so much, right? Look, I've known Sonia for 17 years.
I know,
right?
That's awesome.
And look, if you start doing the math, and Sonia, you know this, from the color to the treatments to the conditioners to the extensions, we've all done it. All of us girls have done it over the years. And you really have to give something back to your hair, especially if it's hereditary and you start to lose your hair.
One-time purchase.
Yeah, I want to go back over here because I want to show you that you get the bag with this, you get a variety of outlets, so if you're traveling abroad a bit.
That's right.
You're all set there.
And you get the travel case, and as you mentioned all the carry it. Also, the most important thing I think that's there is not even up there, and that's the brochures or the instructions that come inside.
Okay.
Only because we are USA-based, if you're saying, wait, what did they say? Or even if you've said, wait, do I tap the button? Do I hold it in? How often do I charge it? It doesn't matter what your question is. You are not alone. We are a USA-based company with USA-based customer service. We care so much that you get effective results. You can call our number 5 times a day if you want to ask your questions. We're here, plus 6 months to try it and take it to your doctor and say, is this real?
For me,
2-year warranty. I mean, it's endless.
For me, it's the 6 months, right? Right. You make this type of investment in a product, and although it is FDA cleared medical device, we've said that repeatedly. For me, the best thing is that you don't have to rush and feel pressure to make a final decision. If you want to take it to your doctor, we're saying you take it to your doctor. Barry told me that most doctors' offices actually sell this for a lot more. On average, it's about $2,000 out there.
The most famous you can name.
The doctor probably will be.
Think of the most famous hospitals names you know of.
Yes.
Their doctors supply this.
All right. So Rose on our Facebook page wants to know, she says that she uses hair fibers to hide her bald spots. And try to only wash her hair 2 to 3 times a week. She wants to know if she can use this with hair fibers on her head, or should she wash her hair out first?
So, first of all, Rose, I'm so excited that you'll give it a try, because you may have to use those hair fibers less and less and less and less. But in terms of actually how you should use it, what you don't want, because it's light, is anything to reflect that light back. So you would not want your scalp to be super oily, because that laser wants to go through the human hair and go through the human scalp to treat that follicle. So you certainly can. I don't want to tell you not to, because you can. Those lasers are meant to pass through things like that.
But it's probably best on clean, dry skin.
Yeah, it's best on clean, dry skin.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to get right out of the shower. You know, I don't, and I know all about it. I do it right out of bed when I'm reading my email, because like, you know, you can do it when you're vacuuming, when you're whatever. But yeah, absolutely, Rose, you certainly can. It's best if you don't. But I think you won't have to use the fibers pretty soon.
Now, I say try it. Give us a call. We are so lucky to be able to have Barry here as an expert. This is what Barry has done for years. He's met with clients just like you, just like me, and consulted with men and women over the years who've experienced hair loss. But there's someone right here at HSN that's been a part of our HSN family as a beauty expert, a world-renowned Martino Cartier. You guys know Martino. He's so fun. He's full of energy, full of life, but he too experienced hair loss and wants to share his experience with us now.
My name is Martino Carti, celebrity stylist. When I turned 40 years old, I noticed my hairline was really starting to thin, and I was starting to panic. So I found a hair restoration surgeon, world-renowned guy, right here in Florida. So I went to him and I had the transplant. I spent a lot of money, and he told me, you really should protect your investment. And by doing that, I want you to get this Capillus laser cap. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna stop the hair from falling out that you already had with the surgery. Plus, it's gonna help other hair come in thicker and more fuller, like when you were younger. Being a celebrity stylist, I have access to the best of the best. So if I choose Capillus, you should too. FDA approved, clinical results, you're gonna love your hair.
That's what we all want, right? We want to love our hair. So we're saying give it a try. We certainly are inviting you to join us if you're just tuning in. Barry happens to be a hair loss expert, and if you're saying, well, what's going on here? We're offering to you a cap that you can literally wear 6 minutes a day.
To help regrow your hair.
Yeah, to help regrow your hair. So when you think about this, Barry, we're looking at this and we're looking at the inside,
Right.
and we've got some before and after. So we are looking at really lasers in the
You're
inside.
looking at, importantly, professional grade 202 lasers in a hypoallergenic layer. Guys, there's no right way to say this, but there are so many knockoffs out there. I want you to Google LLT, or low-level laser therapy. I want you to Google Capillus, but you're gonna see some things that come from countries you've never heard of that don't go like this, by the way, that aren't flexible, that don't have the quality behind this.
Or as many lights.
Yeah, exactly, and you'll get ripped off, and I just don't want that to happen. Let's talk about the before and afters. Okay, here's Yvonne, all right? Yvonne, 12 months a day, worn once a day. Look at the before. Remember, Marlo, how we talked about that chart where your part gets wider and wider and wider. Yvonne would come into my office, probably tearful or in a panic. I don't say that for effect. It's just the truth. She would come in and say, my hair is getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm scared to death. And I would say, Yvonne, the great news is we can not only stop your hair from falling out, which is the only reason she came in, we can actually help to regrow hair.
Wow.
You can see her part filled in, the sides were shiny. There's Lester, okay? That's only 3 months. Remember how I told you, if you get this home, 3 months, you're gonna look in the mirror and say, I'm not seeing much, because you probably
And try
won't.
to take a picture. Can
Yeah,
I
you
recommend
should.
that?
Absolutely.
Because with the human eye, sometimes it's like, even like when you're losing weight, sometimes other people recognize your weight loss
Yep,
before
it's
you
true.
actually see it. If you take a picture, when you get this at home and start, I think that's gonna be a better measure for you to visually see the difference of this. Remember, you're getting 6 months
Yeah.
when you're buying it here. So that's important. If we have any more before and afters, I certainly want to show that to everyone if we can. And let's just show them once again, because I want to show that part again in Yvonne. And one of the things that we love about this is that you can share this cap.
Yeah, you can.
So for your husband, for your sister, for your mom, remember, your commitment is 6 minutes a day. If your part is getting a little bit larger or your hair is thinning at the very top, ladies, place your order for this. Get this at home.
And Marlo, look at the sides, how thicker and shiny. It's
It
not
is
just
much
the part.
thicker on the
Look at the
side.
bangs in the front.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
the hair that was
yeah.
already healthy and good
Yeah.
is even better than what it was, which
Yeah.
is really wonderful.
Go ahead, Sonia, could you pop that back on your head over there? And look at the coverage on Sonia, okay? Look at that. That's a lot of head.
Yes.
No, seriously, because there are things
Yes.
out there that are bands or that are the comb that you have to hold, move, and hold, move. Hope you get it in the right place. And again, I'm not big on talking negatively about other things.
products?
However, you can't deny the fact that this is the one that doctors